Hi there, Taylor Cowell and Sara Northrup with Texas Panhandle Centers, here to talk about some more positive mental health information this month. Like we were talking about earlier, the past few weeks, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we wanted to bring some topics to y'all's attention to spread some awareness and let everyone know that mental health matters, and there's a lot of aspects of mental health, but it's something we all have to deal with. And one thing that I want to talk about today is anger and frustration and how you deal with it.
So I don't know anybody who doesn't get angry or frustrated at a circumstance or a person or a situation.
Yeah.
Anger is that first emotion out of the gate,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
And so we all have experienced that. But you and I, in mental health and as professionals, what's behind the anger?
Mm-hmm.
And so what are some things that you've been dealing with when you're working with clients in their circumstances of anger and frustration?
Yeah. Well, anger, like you said earlier, it's very easy to express and oftentimes hides a more true emotion, a vulnerable emotion or so. Maybe that's guilt or shame, regret, insecurities. It's a lot easier to express anger than to tell somebody how you really feel.
Sure, you don't want to say, gosh, Taylor, I'm feeling very vulnerable today,
Yeah.
and it's because of this and this.
Mm-hmm.
It's really easier for me just to, exit a situation,
Mm-hmm.
be angry with you,
Mm-hmm.
even though that doesn't have anything to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you work with clients in those situations and try to get at maybe what's the anger is hiding?
Yeah, the core true feeling right there. Really, it comes down to role playing and modeling good communication skills, positive, healthy communication skills. So instead of somebody saying, you know what, Sara, I am so pissed off that you did this. I want nothing to do with you. I hope you quit your job or you get fired, whatever it is, right? And turning that into, hey, I feel like what we talked about earlier isn't working for me, or I'm really frustrated at something that happened between us, and I'd like to talk about that and maybe find the common ground. Now, as providers and professionals, we role play that, we model it, and try to reinforce this stuff to people. But it takes time because anger is part of our psychology and becomes a lot of times, sometimes people's personalities, and that is a hard thing to break. And so it takes a lot of work sometimes to go from something or somebody that can be easily frustrated, easily irritated, into someone who is going to talk about these things in a really positive way.
And so learning these, coping skills, I guess is what I would say,
Mm-hmm.
or communication skills, doesn't really happen overnight.
No.
And just because we're mental health professionals doesn't mean we have all the answers. It doesn't mean that we perfectly practice everything that we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also about learning and growing and saying things from an I standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
I feel, I think, I wish, I want about a situation, other than that reactive piece.
Yes.
And a proactive piece would be like, wow, here's how I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
This is what's going on with me. I think,
Mm-hmm.
I want. And so that is about teaching, learning, modeling, and practicing.
Yeah. And another thing too is while we do all these sorts of things with our clients and consumers, they also have to work on it themselves, and they have to understand that we, like you said earlier, we don't know all the answers. There may be something that we're role playing that's not going to really work for them, and so too, when it comes down to somebody personally dealing with anger and frustration, what's gonna help calm you down in those moments? What's gonna prevent you from burning a bridge with a significant other, with a family member, with somebody at work? There's so many things that can frustrate people, and that's where maybe talking about relaxation techniques, and those are the internal coping strategies that people can do. So what are some maybe internal coping strategies that people can use?
What I always like to suggest to people is either some deep breathing, some mindfulness exercises, which mindfulness just means staying in the moment, relaxing,
Mm-hmm.
and just really being right there and being present.
Right.
And also too, we aren't the only people in our clients' lives.
Yeah.
You know, we may be working in a session, talking with a client. They're going home
Yeah.
to work with, you know, to be with their family, significant others, people out in the community, a boss, a coworker. So all of these things, and when you deal with any people, you know, people in general, you have an experience of a wide range of emotions.
Yes, you do. And it's a combination really of one, if you need professional counseling and services, utilizing those things, but also utilizing your own personal strengths and your inner circle, right? If your brother or sister is someone that you can lean on a lot, that's somebody who you can practice it with, or that's someone that probably is going to be understanding of, yes, I got anger issues. It's okay that you can work with them on that because you're comfortable working with them.
Absolutely.
So, a lot of ways to deal with anger and frustration. Turning it into a positive, healthy way is not an overnight process, and it takes a lot of work. But again, it is natural to feel angry and to feel frustrated, but it's about how you deal with it.
So Taylor, thanks for your suggestions
Mm-hmm.
in talking with us about anger and frustration. And as always, our crisis hotline number is 359-6699. Our regular mental health intake line, 806-337-1000. Happy Mental Health Awareness Month, everyone. Thanks for watching.